these promos here. So just a reminder again that JRTA3 is raising money to bring 2 Japanese runners to Awesome Games Done Quick 2017. Those 2 runners are Suzuri, who is going to be running Kirby's Dream Land 3, Kirby Superstar, and Donkey Kong Country 3, and Pure, who is going to be running Kirby Superstar in the 4-player race and is a heavy favorite to win it all. So your donations will help them get to HDQ. The donations go towards hotel, they go towards flight, and any food costs that they would have while they're here. And we are hoping for a goal of $3,800. And any excess money that is raised beyond that will go to Doctors Without Borders. So we will make that switch once the goal is met. And with that in mind, I believe we're going to transition over here to SUPERHOT.
Yeah. Let me go check on him real quick.
Okay. Okay, is our super hot runner here? Looks like he's setting up right now. Yes, as mentioned in the chat there, please give Jang Bang a follow for putting up with all of our technical difficulties and powering through the run. It's actually submitted several times to JRTA and offered time splitters, so even though we didn't end up having the best stream quality for it, I'm glad we finally managed to sneak time splitters in. All right, give me 1 second here and we will attempt to... I think Darkman is actually helping our next runner, isBullets, set up his stream. So just to give you guys a little bit of a rundown of the schedule here. Up next we have SUPERHOT, keeping the whole FPS theme going here. Then we have Toho Shoot the Bullet, which if you've never seen before is absolutely insane. So you're going to like that run a lot if you haven't seen it. And then we get into the really fun stuff. After that, we've got WWF WrestleMania, the arcade game. And then later tonight, let's see, we've got Bomberman Quest, La Mulana Remake. We've got Crash Team Racing.
All the progress.
And we've got isBullets and Darkman. Welcome back.
Hi.
Hey. It works now. We're good.
Okay.
Save the
stream, save the frames.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
We
haven't really had any chance to check audio, so...
Okay, are you streaming the Discord?
Yes.
Okay, then I will
Should just be same levels.
I'll mute myself here. The chat's going to hear the same conversation we just had a second time. It's going to be really cool.
Ooh.
So, hang on 1 second.
Shoot around a little bit so you guys can get some audio stuff.
That's fine. Yeah, just do whatever you need to do. Don't worry about it
A
too
little
much.
bit since I had to screw around with that for a little bit. I'm assuming there's going to be any percent.
Yeah, doesn't look like we're gonna be meeting the incentive, unfortunately.
That's alright. Whoops, I did the wrong thing. Yeah.
Appreciate you offering me instead of
That's alright. It happens. Alright, I'm ready.
I think everything sounds good.
Let me know when to do countdown.
Hold on.
Cool.
That's fine.
Still trying to figure out. It sounds like we're issues again.
Oh.
Yeah. This one looks a lot better to me than the previous run.
Okay. I just had it cut out for me slightly.
Yeah, I haven't dropped any frames on my end yet, so it just seems like it's a hitbox issue.
For every runner, though. It's something with hitbox. It's doing some weird things, so.
It's unfortunate. Gotta make a account on Beam and do a panic stream there.
Can you open up another? Yeah. Actually, that's not a bad idea at this point. Can you open up a level for me? Just run around again. Let me just see what the frame rate looks
sure.
like. Right now, it's just sitting on an empty screen.
Which ones? It doesn't matter. Oops. Oh. I'm already dying in practice. It's not good.
Getting the bad out of the way.
All the bad luck and bad playing out of the way. Ooh, jeez. Holy, nope, there goes his gun. Keep getting stuck on these stairs. Jumping upstairs works really weirdly in this game for whatever reason. Or platforming in general. So I guess it's nice we didn't do all secrets. Because there's a ton of platforming with that.
Oh.
I mean, it's fun. There's a lot of cool stuff that you gotta show off with all secrets, but you do avoid some of the wonky platforming by not doing it. So either way, it works out.
Cool.
So it is still hiccuping for me, like the other stream was. Are you what server are you ingesting to?
Should be Washington.
It's definitely a whole lot better for me than it was the other stream. It's like it's not even close.
Right. I mean, it is better. It's still hiccuping though.
It's been pretty reasonable for me. I haven't seen much hiccuping. Are you on live streamer or are you hitbox?
On live streamer.
Do you want to try direct hitbox and see if that works?
I could try it, but in my experience, it hasn't made a difference.
I see.
Am I on this level? Oh, oops. Just realized doing practice, I set the story progress forward. Alright, time to restart. Yeah, each time the game counts your story progress, even though it'll push it forwards, and you have to use the actual story mode instead of level select for the category. Oh, I can get up here. Come on. Let me go. Let me free. Oh well.
Okay, just a minute. We're gonna try and take care of the frame issues now instead of waiting.
Mm-hmm. I'm perfectly fine. I don't have to for a little bit, so it's fine if we run over a little bit. As long as we can fix the issues. Oh, I've made a mistake.
Okay.
All right.
I think we are good to go when you're ready.
All right. Cool. So you guys ready for me to do countdown?
You just want to give me a countdown.
All right. Should be ready.
Sorry,
to go.
before you start, whenever it's a good moment to read donations, just let me know.
Yeah, there's a few levels where it's basically just a transition level, so I can just let you guys know then.
Yep.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, this is SUPERHOT. My name is isBullets, and if you've never played SUPERHOT before, this game basically is time will only move when you do. It's kind of like a puzzle first-person shooter sort of game. So each of these levels, I'm going to try to kill each of the enemies. I'm going to die in one hit, as do they, so you have to be kind of careful, but obviously as a speedrun we're going to try to maximize moving as much as possible and just keep momentum as much as you're supposed to. So we'll be doing some of these in kind of unintended ways and overall trying to abuse the AI a little bit. So as you've seen already, we kind of jump around a whole bunch when we do this. It messes up how the AI aims. It also is the fastest way of moving, so we use it a lot to get around and just overall to go through areas. So each of these pistols that we're grabbing has a random amount of ammo. We route everything out so that it has, like, if it has the least amount of ammo, because the least amount it can have is 4, that strat still works, but sometimes it's a little bit of a time save to have 5 or 6 bullets in it. Yeah, what we did right there is at the end of that level, there's normally a little chat box where you talk to your friend and he asks you how the game's going, but we don't really want to talk to him, so we ignore him. Instead, we just kind of do our own thing. The shots are kind of hard. They move a tiny bit randomly, but overall, it's more or less predictable. This is shots. So what I'm going to try to do here is manipulate where these enemies spawn, because they spawn compared to where you're at, so I move a little bit away from the left right here so that the last guy spawns here. Oh, never mind. He spawned on the right. Alright, we're fine. For Fight Club doesn't give us a gun, but bats do kill in 1 hit, but they break in 3, so we try to go in a way where we're going to be able to not run out of uses. Actually, it's got 4 uses. What am I saying? But yeah, for each level, we're going to try to kill all the enemies. Some of the levels are a little different, but we'll get to those later. So this level, they introduce shotguns, which you know, it works how a shotgun's supposed to. What we did that level and the level before that is you can actually step on enemies and they instantly die. That guy's gun just decided to... Oh, never mind, there it is. You can stomp on enemies and they'll instantly just disintegrate. So it's nice for levels like this where you don't start near a weapon. I gotta kind of go a little slower there. I'm playing this a little aggressively. It's a little quicker. You can sit in the back room and do it that way, but you want to save time, obviously. So for this level, it's again similar to the one we had before, where enemies were... Well, this is actually the first level that does this. Never mind what I'm talking about. Where enemies are going to be spawning to the same places every time, but they spawn with a different weapon. So sometimes you'll get really good luck and all the people will spawn with no weapons, so they'll spawn with like a katana or something. So you can more easily just stay away from them and shoot all of them. Other times you get everyone has a shotgun. I was gonna try to stomp that guy, but it didn't quite work out. This is the last weapon in the game. Shoots in burst fires, and it deals with things really quickly, but usually you want a pistol instead, because at some points we don't actually want to shoot everything for later. Again, we skip a conversation with our friend because we don't really care about him. Waste time. We're gonna ignore the plot. The plot is that you got a cracked game from your friend, and he's just asking you about it, and he tells us that the game's locked now, and we somehow guess the password by spinning our mouse in circles, because that's how you input text, for whatever reason. After this level, there's time for donations if you'd like. This level gives us just a ton of weapons for whatever reason. Oh, I missed that guy somehow. Shotguns shoot with a random pattern, so there is a chance that I'll aim straight at a dude and all the shots will just kind of make a circle around him. Oh, there's a guy behind me. Let's deal with that. Where is he? I hear him. Okay. Alright, should be able to read some donations now.
Alright. You have 2 donations that came in. Once again, everybody apologize for technical difficulties. We're working on fixing that. So we have a $5 donation from Akiteru, who says $5 towards running the Lion King. Nala Smile. For those who don't know, he is actually in a bid war with Ribkilla on Sunday to run between. So one of them will be running their game. It's either Akiteru running Lion King or Ribkilla running Aladdin. So it's kind of a game bid war, kind of neat. And once again, Jang Bang donated $10. Says, hello again, friends. Once again, thanks for having me, and good luck to future runners. Put this towards the file name for Cracked Bandicoot being Joe Rogan. Thank you, Jang Bang. Thank you for sticking it out, being a trooper.
Thanks for the donation.
Alright, this is Hospital. Hospital is the worst level in the entire game. It's similar to the one we had before. Oh, there we go. That's why Hospital's bad. Some of the level we had before where enemies spawn in the same place but they spawn with different weapons. So they just kind of spawn all around you. And they now can spawn with assault rifles, so it's a lot tougher. And there's a guy that spawns behind you. You have to deal with him as well. This level has killed many runs, so this is not abnormal. Ooh, I'm stuck in that chair. Nice. I've never had that happen before. Alright, we're gonna slow this down just a little bit to try to deal with this, because a lot of enemies spawned all at once. Alright, we're good now. Or not. Yeah, I can tell where the enemies are spawning because they'll go off, and you can actually shoot them before they're technically existing, like they'll be invisible, but they can also shoot you before they exist as well. So an invisible enemy can just fire a shot at you and kill you if you're standing too close to where they're spawning. Alright, so I want all these enemies to spawn with a pistol except for this one. This guy spawned with a pistol, that's alright. I just need enough of them to spawn with assault rifle so I can grab them, but it worked out in the end. So this is the second dog level. The one we were reading donations in before was the first one. The first one, you just follow what they did. For this one, you have to intentionally die about halfway through it. You can die a little earlier than the pop-up shows up. That is kind of dangerous, and if you mess it up, you have to do the entire thing over again. I think this is the... No, this isn't the first... Is this the first level we got a katana? I think it is. Should be the first level we use a katana in. This one doesn't break like the bat does. We use it a little bit later, or a few levels. Whoops, there's one gray. There we go. Alright, we try to snipe that guy with the katana. It did not work. It doesn't usually, but it looks cool when it does. That should be good. So thankfully, if we were doing all the secrets, I would have to do this level twice, but normally you just have to do it once. But this is still a pretty difficult level because you have to, at the very beginning, punch one dude, grab his gun, or grab someone else's gun while stomping someone else, and then deal with the two guys with shotguns that spawn right next to the door. So it's... Most people, when you play this casually, that part's going to take you quite a bit of time. Also, if you have any more donations, you can read them now.
We do not, but definitely just want to plug that some of the upcoming stuff going on. So, unfortunately, we weren't able to meet the incentive for SUPERHOT, but we still have other stuff that you can donate for. We do have the upcoming Undertale, the La Mulana Bid War, so you can use either the original or the remake music. Hasn't got any donations for that yet, so you can kind of come in there, put a couple bucks, and get the music of your choice. If that's not your cup of tea, we have the Crash Team Racing file name that's coming up after La Mulana. So that's right now $10 is in the lead for Joe Rogan. So if you want to beat that, you can certainly beat that. And then if that's not your cup of tea, how about Undertale, the Infinite Bid War? The most important question that needs to be answered. You can make a donation to that, and you can kind of have your say in that. So yeah, so many things coming up. So please, if you can, make a donation. We really appreciate it.
So the game's telling us right now that we shouldn't be playing it, and it's telling us not to launch the game ever again, but we actually already launched the game before we started the conversation, so we're not breaking the rules that's saying. But it's going to get angry at us later because of this. But that's why we mash enter a bunch, is because it'll open the game before the text box pops up, so it saves us a few seconds. Oop. That katana just decided it was going to go through that guy. Don't know why. And he deflected my bullet. Nice. Enemies are being very kind today. Sometimes these guys will line up. Oh, they are lining up. Got them both. Cool. That worked out. They don't usually line up. That was nice. This level's pretty difficult, but if you just have a strat, like I usually do, it's about the same way each time. Sometimes, like before, they do spawn with randomized weapons, so you can have stuff go badly. Also, sometimes this guy won't come around the corner. I need his gun. Come on. Alright, it should be good. Yep. And I leave after that because there's a little map transition afterwards that we're skipping. So it saves like 3 or 4 seconds just to quit out and re-enter the game. So this is the first half of the game. We're about to finish it up right here. Level is kind of different than the other ones, obviously, since we're not going to be killing anyone. We're going to just be bunny hopping to try to go here as quickly as possible. It's easy to drop the bunny hops because you can't just have it on on scroll wheel, because if you do, it'll just make you float in there, because whenever you hold space it floats, so you have to like click it every single time manually, so it's a little tougher than it looks. And right here it's going to tell us stuff. We're not going to listen to him, we're going to quit out. What he was going to tell us, or what the game was going to tell us, is that we should stop playing it, and then we just punch ourselves in the head, and that's not a good thing to do. But instead of listening to it and having to go through all that conversation, you can just Alt F4 and then reopen the game, and it's a lot easier. Sadly, at this point, I can't use the mouse to input text anymore. I have to manually type on it, so apologies for people that don't like the sound of keyboard mashing. and that people do, this is awesome for you guys. This is our friend talking to us again. He's frustrated because we've ignored him the entire game, so he's gonna block us. We don't really care. Less stuff to deal with. After this, there's a bit of a transition sequence between this and the next level. If you have more stuff to plug or donations, you can do that. Or there's also stuff for me to explain, if not.
Well, I could take a few seconds. Just quickly explain this is JRTA3. We are raising money for our good friends Suzuri and Honki to come to AGDQ. They are, of course, Japanese runners. Suzuri is involved in 3 games of the marathon. He is involved in the Kirby Superstar 100% race, the Donkey Kong Country Trilogy race, and also a Kirby's Dream Land 3 co-op run. So he's a lot of runs involved. He's involved in, and also Honki is involved in the Kirby Superstar race as well. So yeah, we're looking to raise $3,800. So we really appreciate all your donations, and we appreciate you guys sticking through with us during our technical difficulties. I think we should have them fixed really soon. But thank you, and please give us your support in any way you can.
So this is the best part of the run. If you mash hard enough, it can sound like hot soup, but... And apparently by chanting SUPERHOT a bunch, we get the power to hot switch, which lets us warp into enemies' bodies. It has a cooldown that goes by in real time, or not real time, goes by in game time, so the more I move around, the more it refills. So I'll be using that now. It's really fun and easy to abuse. There's one limitation where if they're holding a weapon, it'll make them throw it away and shatter it. But there are ways around that we'll be using pretty soon. Ah, that's unlucky. Thought I killed him. Not unlucky. I just missed him. Oh gosh. Help me, I can't aim. That's alright. Sorry, if you miss that guy, you can just hot switch into him. This is Office, which is another one of the tougher levels in the game, just because there's a lot of moving parts and a lot of enemies you have to deal with. And if you mess something up, everything gets a little difficult, which I've already messed up a little bit, but it should be fine. Yeah, there should be a guy there. Don't have any ammo. Are we good? Cool. It's hard to keep track of how many enemies are there. It's always the same number, but they just kind of go everywhere. It's a fun little ASCII brain. Don't know why it's here, but it's great. Yeah, we just have a little conversation with the game. It's going to ask us if we understand, and if we press yes, it spams a giant TOS in the screen for whatever reason, which we don't want. It takes time. Too much time. So we're going to go right back to the game. So I was talking about before with hot switching and what you can do to get enemies not to drop their guns. So if I throw something at this guy and then hot switch into him right as he gets hit, he'll drop his gun and I'll be able to hot switch into him. So I gotta keep his gun, which is really helpful for that. And then there's just 2 dudes here, so I'm gonna hot switch into the dude in the... What? That was weird. For some reason he was spinning the wrong way. Now, between each of these levels, he's gonna make me spam on my keyboard for a little bit. And afterwards, we're going to train control you, because you have to rely on a shotgun. Like I was saying before, shotguns shoot randomly. Did that work? That did, cool. I've had it before where neither of those guys died, even though I shot right at both of them, and it ruined a world record run. It was great. It was a good time. But yeah, anytime it forces you to use shotguns, it's kind of a bad experience. It seems like it should be good because it shoots a bunch of bullets, but it has a very bad track record of messing things up. Next is station. So I am going to rely on having an extra bullet right here. Actually, let me shoot this guy first. So I want to shoot this dude in the head, because if I don't, he'll most likely block my bullet. Oh, he blocked it anyways. Should be a guy right around this corner. Oh, I don't have any bullets. And I died. That's alright. That's what I wanted to do before, where, what did I, whoops. So, our gun just disappeared. I definitely didn't just throw it. You didn't see that. Anyways. We're gonna just keep going, pretend that didn't happen. I have to move kind of slowly there because you can see with the crosshair, when it's spinning like that, it's reloading, so I have to be, where's the guy? Where'd you go? Oh, there you are. Thought he already ran forward. Alright, cool. So, that went kinda meh, but it's a pretty tough level. This is the last kind of traditional level where your goal is to kill all the red dudes. And so last time we could use a katana too, sadly, so... Whoop, where did... Okay, we'll fix that. After this, all the levels are a bit different goals, I guess. The next one's just a bunch of bunny hopping in a straight line, so... Again, if we have any donations for that, we can read during this fun, exciting, enthralling section of video gaming.
We don't have anything currently, but just kind of want to remind you all of everything that's going on. Coming up next, we have a really cool run. We have Toho, I don't know how you pronounce it, 9.5, Shoot the Bullet. It's a really cool game. I'm sure many of you are kind of familiar with it. So we have a really cool runner in Ping Ball. He is a Japanese runner. He's going to be running that. I know you're kind of thinking, wait, how is he going to speedrun this? Well, you'll see. And then after that, we have WWF WrestleMania, the arcade game. This is one of my personal favorites I'm looking forward to. It's by Dick Fung Balls, so keep an eye on that.
Alright, so this is basically the last level of the game. The goal for this is each time we need to hot switch into this giant red pyramid. Don't ask why. It makes sense if it doesn't make sense actually if you paid attention to the game. But each time you hot switch into it, more enemies are gonna spawn, and it's gonna take longer for your hot switch cooldown to go down. So this one's really easy. You just walk away from the two guys that are there and you hot switch right into it. But then the third one becomes pretty difficult. You have to mash enter at the end of each of those sections. So this third phase, I'm gonna have to climb on top of this pyramid and jump over like 5 or 6 guys that all have random guns, and sometimes they'll just shoot you. Up here is where the last secret is, but we use it to hide from the enemies because we don't have to kill any of them to beat this section. We just have to stray from the wall, which makes time go up real time because it thinks you're always moving, so you can hide up there and stay safe. I know it seems kind of cheap, but if you've ever played this game before, core probably took you quite a while, so it's a better way of doing it. So I want to grab it. There's not a fire extinguisher there. So there's usually a fire extinguisher on that wall, and it lets me throw something at this guy, but it's alright. We can improvise. We can be flexible. I guess not. Hopefully there's a fire extinguisher here this time that I can grab through the wall. There is! See, I was not pretending. That's alright. So I just throw it at that guy. He usually spawns there, and I can just block him with it. And this is the last phase of it. After this, we're gonna get basically infinite hot switching, so that's a ton of fun. And after that, we've got about a minute longer, and then we will be done. So you can do this in one phase, but it's pretty difficult to do, and I find it's just quicker to do it in 2 phases and a lot safer, because if you mess up the one cycle, it'll take 3 usually, or 4 if you really mess it up. We've defeated the giant red pyramid. Actually, we've become the giant red pyramid, so yeah. I can show something off if you guys want. It's a little glitch you can do at the ending of the game. I don't know how much time we have. I feel like we have a lot of time.
Just go ahead. No problem.
Alright, so if you have headphones, turn them down a little bit. It's not really loud, but I don't want people to be unhappy. I've only shown this off once before. It's great. It's not really loud. Don't worry.
I trust you.
It'll be fine. But the only weird glitch that isn't useful for speedrunning in this game. Actually, there was a duping glitch before, but I think they patched that. Yeah, this is the end of the game, so you were supposed to shoot yourself. which, you know, that's not good, but the video game told us to, so. But what you can do instead is, so whenever I click anywhere else it says no, but if I aim like this, it'll still let me shoot, but it won't actually hit. And then it lets me spam no for whatever reason. I don't know why. And we can shoot, but... Oh, it missed again. Okay. Anyways, there we go. So now it's gonna play the ending cutscene and just spam no a bunch. For reasons beyond... That's time, by the way. Sorry. I got distracted by the nose. Yep, that's super hot. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. It was a lot of fun. Apologies about the technical issues, but I hope you guys enjoyed the run.
Yeah, thank you for doing the run. It looks like we're slowly figuring out what we're doing here, so hopefully most of the issues will be resolved here.
Cool. It's gonna go for a while. I think I spammed for a little too long. So each time I clicked it, spammed like 10 more. There we go. We did it. Oh no, I actually have to move around. There we go.
Super hot. Super hot. Super hot. Super hot. Super hot. Super hot. Super hot.
All right, sorry about all this, guys. We're trying to figure out the stream for you, so trying to nip it in the butt sooner than later because we don't want you to have to deal with frame rate issues all weekend. I guess if you want to see how it actually ends, you'll have to give isBullets a follow.
There you go.
I'm a tease like that. Okay, so do we actually have is Pingval live on the other?
It looks like he is.
Looks like he's live. Okay, give me 1 second and I will just verify that I've got it too. Let's see.